We all want to help. We want to be kind. We want to be there for others. But not everyone who asks for something has good intentions. Some people take more than they give. Some leave you feeling drained, not inspired. And if we don't pay attention, we'll spend our lives giving to the wrong people with nothing left for ourselves. Time is the most valuable thing we have, but some people treat it like it's free. They expect you to be available, to listen, to help, but when you need them, nowhere to be found. If someone values you, they respect your time. If they don't, they only show up when it benefits them. We all know people who drain us. They come with problems, complaints, negativity, never solutions, never encouragement. They expect you to fix, to listen, to support. But the moment you need a boost, you're too busy. Surround yourself with people who energize you, not those who leave you exhausted. True relationships, whether friendships, business partnerships, or family ties, are built on mutual support. When someone only shows up when they need something, they don't see you as a person, they see you as a resource. And you deserve better than that. Some people will try to convince you to stay quiet when something feels wrong. They'll tell you, don't make a big deal or just let it go, but the moment you compromise your values for someone else's comfort, you start losing who you are. Never let anyone silence your integrity. Loyalty isn't a one-way street. If someone demands it but never gives you honesty, trust, or reliability in return, they don't want a relationship, they want control. And real trust doesn't need to be demanded, it's earned. In business and in life, ideas shape the future. But some people will take yours without credit, without acknowledgement. They see you as a tool, not a teammate. The right people will celebrate your ideas, not steal them. Everyone makes mistakes, but when someone apologizes over and over yet keeps repeating the same behavior, their words mean nothing. Growth comes from action. If they don't change, they don't respect you. Time is the most valuable thing we have. Unlike money, power, or possessions, time is the one resource we can never get back. Yet, some people treat it like it's endless, like it's theirs to take whenever they want. They show up when they need something, expect you to listen, to help, to drop what you're doing. But when you need them, suddenly they're too busy. They have other priorities. They vanish. This pattern is not accidental. It's a sign of who values you and who simply values what you can do for them. Think about the people in your life. Who are the ones who always reach out when they need a favor, but never check in just to see how you're doing? Who are the ones who expect a quick response when they text, but take days, if not weeks, to get back to you? Who are the ones who expect you to make time for them, yet never seem to have time for you? These are not coincidences, these are patterns, and patterns reveal truth. We all get busy, life moves fast, but here's something to remember. When someone truly values you, they make time, not because they have to, but because they want to. It doesn't mean they're always available. It doesn't mean they drop everything on command, but it does mean they recognize the importance of mutual effort. They don't just call when they need something. They call because they care. They don't just ask for your time, they offer theirs too. The problem with giving your time away too easily is that people start to expect it. The more available you are, the less they appreciate it. The moment you set boundaries, you'll notice something. The wrong people will get frustrated. They'll say you've changed. They'll make you feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. And that's when you realize they never valued your time. They only valued their access to you. The best relationships, whether friendships, business partnerships, or family connections, are built on respect. Respect for time, for energy, for effort. And respect is proven through actions, not words. If someone respects you, they won't demand your time, they'll appreciate it. They won't make you feel bad for being unavailable, they'll understand. They won't disappear the moment they no longer need something. They'll stay because they genuinely value you. There's a simple truth most people don't want to accept. If you keep giving your time to the wrong people, you won't have any left for the right ones. Every hour spent on someone who drains you is an hour not spent on someone who lifts you up. Every conversation with someone who takes without giving is a conversation not had with someone who genuinely wants to connect. And every time you say yes to someone who doesn't value you, you are by default saying no to something or someone that does. This is why setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your time. You don't have to explain yourself every time you say no. You don't have to feel bad for prioritizing your own well-being. The right people will respect your time. The wrong ones will only respect what they can get from you. And the sooner you recognize the difference, the freer you become. So the next time someone asks for your time, ask yourself, do they give it back? Do they show up for you the way you show up for them? Do they respect your schedule, your priorities, your energy? Or do they only care when it benefits them? Because in the end, your time is the most valuable thing you have. Spend it wisely. We all know people who drain us. They walk into the room and you feel your energy shift, not because they're facing struggles, everyone has tough days, but because they bring negativity, drama, or endless problems without ever offering solutions. They expect you to listen, to carry their burdens, to be their emotional support system, but when you need encouragement, they're nowhere to be found. It's not that they don't have the capacity to give, it's that they choose not to. And that choice speaks volumes. Energy is contagious. If you spend enough time around people who are constantly complaining, doubting, or pulling you into their negativity, it starts to affect you. What begins as a single conversation turns into a pattern. What was once a temporary frustration becomes a constant weight. You start feeling drained after every interaction, questioning yourself, carrying emotions that aren't even yours to bear. And the worst part? You might not even realize it's happening. These people don't always show up as obvious negativity. Sometimes they disguise themselves as those who just need help, as those who just need advice, as those who always seem to be struggling but never actually make a change. The truth is, some people don't want solutions, they just want someone to absorb their negativity. The best relationships, whether friendships, work partnerships, or family connections, are built on mutual energy. The right people don't just take from you, they replenish you. They leave you feeling inspired, not exhausted. They bring solutions, not just problems. They lift you up instead of pulling you down. And this doesn't mean you abandon people who are struggling. It means you recognize the difference between someone who genuinely wants to grow and someone who just wants to drain you. Because there is a difference. One will take your support and use it to get stronger. The other will take your support and keep coming back for more without ever putting in the effort to change. Time is the most valuable thing you have, and energy is its currency. The more time you give to the wrong people, the less you have for the right ones. And the same is true for energy. Every moment spent trying to lift someone who refuses to stand on their own feet is a moment taken away from someone who would walk beside you. Every conversation spent absorbing negativity is one less conversation spent fueling your growth. Every time you say yes to someone who drains you, you are by default saying no to something that could inspire you. And yet some people will ask for your time without ever giving you theirs. They expect you to drop everything when they call, to listen, to offer advice, to be present whenever they demand it. But when you need them, they're busy, they're unavailable, they disappear. It's not because they don't have time. It's because they don't value yours. They see your time as something to take, not something to respect. And if you allow it, they will keep taking again and again, because nothing in their behavior tells them to stop. People show you what they value through their actions. When someone genuinely cares, they don't just ask for your time, they give theirs too. They don't just call when they need something, they check in just to see how you're doing. They don't just demand your attention, they appreciate it. And when you set boundaries, they don't get angry, they respect them. But the wrong people, they react differently. The moment you stop being constantly available, they get frustrated. They make you feel guilty. They act as if you're the problem, as if you've changed, as if you're being unfair. But the reality is, you're simply valuing yourself the way they never did. And that's something they can't handle because they were never there for you, only for what you could give them. So ask yourself, who in your life gives as much as they take? Who respects your energy, your time, your effort? Who leaves you feeling motivated, not exhausted? The people around you shape your future. Choose wisely. Some people see relationships as a one-way street. They ask for favors, expect help, and lean on you whenever they're in need. But when the roles are reversed, when you're the one who could use a little support, they disappear. It's not that they don't have the ability to give back, it's that they don't feel the need to. They see your generosity as something they are entitled to, not something they should reciprocate. And if you let them, they will keep taking. The problem is, most of us don't recognize this pattern until we're exhausted. At first, it seems natural to want to help. We say yes because we care, because we believe in being there for others. But over time, it starts to feel different. The favors aren't occasional. They're constant. The requests aren't mutual. They're one-sided. You start to notice that they only reach out when they need something, that they never check in unless there's a benefit for them. And when you finally ask for something in return, there's always an excuse. Suddenly, they're too busy, too overwhelmed, too unavailable. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. The same pattern exists when it comes to energy. We all know people who drain us. They bring negativity, problems, and complaints, but never solutions. Every conversation feels like a weight. Every interaction leaves you feeling exhausted rather than uplifted. And if you're not careful, these people will consume your mental and emotional energy before you even realize it. They're not looking for advice. They're not looking for change. They're looking for someone to carry the weight of their problems so they don't have to. And they do it over and over again because it works. The mistake we make is thinking that by constantly giving, we are strengthening our relationships. But real relationships, whether friendships, business partnerships, or family bonds, are not built on one person always giving and the other always taking. They are built on mutual effort, on respect, on an understanding that both people contribute. If someone only shows up when they need something, they don't see you as a friend, they see you as a resource. This becomes even more obvious when it comes to time. Time is the most valuable thing we have, yet some people treat it like it's unlimited, as if they can take as much of it as they want whenever they want. They expect you to answer immediately, to be available at all times, to listen when it's convenient for them. But when you need them, they don't have time. They're too busy. They have other priorities. And that's how you know the difference between someone who values you and someone who only values what you can do for them. People show you who they are, not through words, but through actions. When someone truly cares, they don't just take your time, they give theirs. They don't just ask for favors, they offer help too. They don't just lean on you in difficult moments, they stand beside you in yours. And the right people, they won't make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. They won't act offended when you say no. They will respect the fact that your time, your energy, and your generosity are not things they are entitled to. But the wrong people, the moment you stop being constantly available, they'll push back. They'll act as if you're being unfair, as if you've changed, as if you owe them something. They'll make you feel bad for prioritizing yourself because they only ever value their access to you, not you as a person. This is why setting boundaries is necessary. Not everyone deserves your time, not everyone deserves your energy, and not everyone who asks for a favor deserves a yes. The people in your life should leave you feeling supported, not used. They should respect your time, not take it for granted. And they should give as much as they take, because the strongest relationships are built on mutual effort, not one-sided expectations. Some people see loyalty as a one-way street. They expect you to be there for them, to defend them, to support them no matter what. But when it's their turn to show up for you, they hesitate, they make excuses, they disappear. Loyalty isn't about standing by someone blindly, it's about trust. About knowing that someone has your back just as much as you have theirs. And if someone demands loyalty but never gives you trust, that's not a relationship. That's control. Real trust is earned, not demanded. The people who truly care about you don't need to ask for your loyalty because it's built through actions. They show up when it matters. They're honest, even when the truth is uncomfortable. They keep their word not just when it's easy, but when it's difficult. And most importantly, they trust you enough to give you the same freedom and respect that they expect in return. But the wrong people, they want loyalty without effort. They want you to stand by them even when they don't deserve it. They want you to ignore red flags, to silence your instincts, to follow them without question. That's not trust. That's manipulation. The same kind of people who demand loyalty without trust are often the ones who drain your energy. They come to you with problems, but never solutions. They ask for your help, but never offer theirs. They bring drama, negativity, and conflict into your life, yet somehow it's always your job to fix it. And the more you give, the more they expect. It's never enough. They don't want advice, they don't want to grow, and they don't want to change. They just want someone to carry their burden so they don't have to. But it doesn't stop at energy. These same people will also take your time without thinking twice. They assume you'll be available whenever they need you. They call when they have a problem. They text when they need a favor. They show up expecting you to drop everything, but when you need them, they're too busy. They don't have time. They disappear. That's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. And the longer you tolerate it, the more they take. People like this don't just drain you emotionally or waste your time. They take advantage of your kindness. They ask for favors but never offer to help. They lean on you when it benefits them but vanish when you could use support. They expect you to show up but they never do the same in return. That's because to them, relationships aren't about mutual effort. They're about what they can get. And the moment you start setting boundaries, they push back. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's necessary. The wrong people will make you feel guilty for saying no, for protecting your time, for refusing to be used. They'll act as if you're the problem, as if you've changed. But the truth is, you're simply recognizing your own worth. You're realizing that not everyone deserves unlimited access to your time, your energy, or your trust. And the people who respect you, they won't make you feel bad for setting boundaries. They won't demand loyalty without earning trust. They won't take without giving in return. Because the best relationships, whether friendships, business partnerships, or family connections, are built on mutual respect. The right people won't just take your time, they'll give theirs too. They won't just lean on you, they'll lift you up. They won't just ask for loyalty, they'll prove they deserve it. And when you surround yourself with people like that, everything in your life starts to change. You'll have more energy, more clarity, more space for the right opportunities. Because when you stop giving to the wrong people, you create room for the right ones. And that's when real growth begins. Some people believe that just because you care about them, you owe them something. They expect your help, your time, your energy, and even your resources without ever considering what it takes for you to give them. They make you feel as if you have an obligation to say yes, as if your kindness is something they are entitled to, rather than something you choose to give. And if you're not careful, these people will take and take until there's nothing left. It starts small, a favor here, a little help there. You say yes because you want to be supportive, because you believe in being there for the people in your life, but over time you start to notice a pattern. The requests never stop. They start to expect your help instead of appreciating it. They act as if it's your responsibility to step in whenever they need something, and when you do, there's no gratitude, no recognition of your effort, just an expectation that you'll do it again the next time. The people who operate like this don't just take your time, they take your energy. They drain you with their constant demands, with their inability to handle things on their own. And what makes it worse is that when you finally say no, they make you feel guilty. They act as if you're letting them down, as if you're selfish for prioritizing yourself. They frame your boundaries as a betrayal, not because they actually need your help, but because they don't want to lose their access to you. The mistake many of us make is thinking that by constantly giving, we are strengthening our relationships. But real relationships, whether friendships, business partnerships, or family connections, are not built on one person always giving while the other always takes. They are built on mutual respect, on an understanding that both people contribute. If someone only shows up when they need something, they don't value you as a person. They value what you can do for them. And the moment you stop giving, that's when their true nature is revealed. They become frustrated. They act as if you've changed, as if you're suddenly the bad guy. But the truth is, you're just no longer willing to be used. And that's something they can't accept, because they were never really there for you in the first place. But here's the most important thing to remember. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your time, your energy, or your generosity. Giving should always be a choice, never an obligation. The right people will appreciate what you offer. They won't expect it, they won't demand it, and they certainly won't make you feel guilty for setting limits. People show you who they are through their actions. The ones who truly care won't just take from you, they'll give in return. They won't just ask for favors, they'll offer help when you need it. They won't just call when they need something, they'll check in just to see how you're doing. And when you set boundaries, they won't get angry, they'll respect them. But the wrong people, they will push back, They will try to manipulate you into feeling guilty. They will act as if you're abandoning them simply because you've chosen to prioritize yourself. And in that moment, you'll realize something important. They never valued you. They only valued what they could get from you. This is why it's so important to be intentional with where you invest your time and energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone who asks for something deserves a yes. And the sooner you learn to recognize the difference between those who appreciate you and those who simply use you, the freer you become. Because when you stop giving to the wrong people, you create space for the right one. The ones who show up, the ones who give back, the ones who truly value you, not just what you can offer.